Lando Norris won the Singapore Grand Prix, but was it that simple? Well, I tell you what, it was that boring. It wasn't that good. But here, you don't get a great race every week in F1. I thought Baku was pretty great this week, not so much. And usually at Singapore, the leader holds up the rest of the grid in order to prevent undercuts, but I think the McLaren was just that quick this year. There was just no need for it. But to be honest, I think Norris should have tried that. I think he should have tried to back up the field because, you know, he's gained 7 points, right? From Max Verstappen. And I think if he backed up the field and tried to bring like the Mercedes and Ferraris and his teammate more into it, he could have easily gained more than 7 points. Daniel Ricciardo at the end getting the fastest lap away from Norris, so that's snookered McLaren there. That's took an extra point out of their kitty, which obviously, the gap goes from 59 to 52. You want it to be as less as you can, guys, at this point, but there are 6 races to go. Lando Norris, if he averages, if he wins every race to the end of the season, right, he'll take 42 points out of Max Verstappen if Verstappen finishes second. But, Lando ain't going to win every race, and Max ain't going to finish second every race, so it's one of those ones. But anyway, Norris won, good drive. Verstappen second, he shouldn't have finished second, but great drive to get second. I think Piastri should have been finishing second all day, all night. But yeah, we're on a track you can't overtake. Qualifying is king, and that's what affected Piastri. He finished third, so I like Piastri, but I think today in Sandford prove that he isn't quite on Norris's level. Norris has bottled a lot of things this season, but see when Norris is on it, he's great. See when Piastri's on it, I don't think he's quite that great. I know I've noticed like there's a bunch of fucking loser F1 fans. Like this new generation. You can't say that about my driver. Go fuck yourself. Leave it in the comments then. I'll fucking get in there and batter you 2-foot it. Alright, so reel it in. They're all sexy. I like them because they're sexy. I get that in the comments then. Anyway, George Russell finished fourth. I think it's worrying. I think it's worrying for especially Mercedes, right? Ferrari out of position, held up by the midfield. I mean, at least they've got an excuse for finishing like over a minute behind. But for Mercedes, man, I mean, it's like, geez, especially Russell. Russell had the favourable strategy. Like, Hamilton did get shafted for me. But yeah, that's the risk you run when you start on the soft. When you look at the race, the Mercedes, instead of one of them starting on the soft, Hamilton should have started on the hard. I think that's what they should have done. But, Sainz recovered the seventh. Decent enough drive. Alonso and Hulkenberg, great drives for those two. Very close to Carlos Sainz in the end. I think if Aston Martin and Haas were more on the ball, they could have. Honestly, I think they could have beat Leclerc. I, I, I think they could have beat Leclerc and Sainz, but they didn't think they were in their race, and because they held them up for half of it. So is what it is. Alonso 8th and Hulkenberg 9th. Perez 10th, back to his usual self. It's not good enough. You know what I mean? It's horrendous, is what it is. It's simply not good enough. Colapinto, great drive in 11th. Unlucky not to get a point. It's just one of those ones when the top 8 teams finish, or the top 4 teams finish, you need to be in the other two, and he wasn't. But unlucky, great move on his teammate. I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, what else is there to say, really? Daniel Ricciardo got the fastest lap in his last race, and Magnussen and Albon both retired. So it was pretty bad. It was a bad race, man. There's not much to say about it. Not much drama, not much whatever. It closes the championships, I guess, but, 52 points now, the gap. And I think with that result, that's Charles Leclerc done. He is out the championship. There was a very, very small chance that he could drag himself into it, but it's all over. As for the constructors, McLaren, I think it's safe to say that McLaren have won it. I don't see how McLaren bottle it from now, because they're better than Ferrari and Red Bull, and Perez is pish. Even if Red Bull became dominant again, I just don't see how Perez carries his team up there. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it, guys. It's your F1 Grand Prix race review. Till next time, Big Stevie Cool signing out, and peace.